All right, welcome back. In this module, we're going to be talking about raising rents. Now, this is going to be a short module, but I want to make sure that you're protecting yourself as you go about raising rents as time goes on with your investment property. You should be increasing your rents yearly. Now, it's the same process that we went through in that quick analysis phase. Let's go back, let's pull comps on rents, and let's see where we're at and compare what our rents are to how the market's performing. What you will find is that rents should go up on an average of about 4% a year. Now, that's not to say it's going to be year over year. Some years they'll raise a little bit more, and some years they won't raise at all. But I can tell you, it's probably not ever a good idea to lower your rents, at least not for the same tenant. Now, a couple of things to be aware of. As you're going through the process of raising rents, you need to be aware that this may force your tenants out. A lot of times tenants can only afford what they're paying, and if you come in and raise the rent, it may push the tenant out. So you need to make the decision as to whether or not you want to raise the rent and deal with getting a new tenant in there, or keep the rent the same and just keep going status quo, right? That's up to you, but I would go back and run a quick analysis on the property just to make sure that you're performing the way that you should be performing. This is extremely market dependent. In some markets, rents will jump by double digits in the course of a year. In other markets, it may stay the same. So it's really market dependent, but consider the consequences of raising rent. Ask yourself these questions. Do I raise the rent and risk losing a good tenant? Or do I keep the rent the same and not have to worry about dealing with turnover? That is totally up to you, and it's situational, but those are things you have to think about when it comes time to raising the rent. Now let's talk about your strategy for raising rent. Determine how much of a rental adjustment you desire. For example, $50. Send a letter of rent increase stating the increase is double your desired amount. So if you desire $50 in rent increase, send the letter doubling it to $100. Also, in the letter, state that if the increase is too much for them, to call you within 5 days to discuss. If they don't call you, you've just raised the rent by $100. If they do call you, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room and you can negotiate with the tenant down to your desired amount. Hopefully that gives you some good insight on the process of raising rent as well as the strategy behind it. This has been Module 14. We will see you in the next module.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. If you want to learn even more about this topic, hop on a free one-on-one strategy call with us. All you have to do is visit flippin.education to book your call today. That's flippin.education. Hope to see you there. And until next time, we'll see you on the flip side.